Welcome students and teachers to the digital lessons. Let us learn about the key concepts of 8th and 9th class biology to understand about the 10th class biology lessons. In this session, we will learn about the food production and pollution. What are the uses of animals for humans? What precautions should be taken in cattle rearing? How animal husbandry and food production are related? There are many animals on earth. Some of them were tamed by man. We have been using animals not only for obtaining food, but also for agriculture, transportation, etc. Mainly cows, buffaloes for milk, poultry, sheep and goats are grown for meat, as well as livestock waste for composting and biogas production. Leather is used in the manufacture of bags and footwear, as well as livestock waste for composting and biogas production. Leather is used in the manufacture of bags and footwear. Humans take great care of livestock which are helpful to us, providing food, shelter, protection and breeding of animals is called animal husbandry. A lot of care is taken in the case of livestock, health and culinary hygiene. Most of the food production in our country is done through agriculture. Animal husbandry is an integral part of agriculture. Livestock are used for everything from ploughing to harvesting and transportation. Food is also produced by animals. Our government treats producing milk as an industry. At present in our country, milk is obtained from cows, buffaloes, donkeys, camels, goats and sheep. Milk is collected from cows and buffaloes in our state. The collected milk is sent to the milk collection centers. Here, the milk is taken on the basis of percentage of butter in the milk. The milk collected in the milk collection centers is sent to the milk chilling centers. Here, the milk is pre-chilled and the quality of the milk is checked. After that, pasteurization is done. In this process, the milk is heated up to 72 degrees centigrade and immediately cooled and stored. This prevents germs in the milk. This milk is delivered to consumers in packets. In our country, domestic breed gives 2 to 3 liters per day, while foreign breeds such as Murrah, Jersey, Holstein gives more milk. Producing large quantities of milk is called white revolution. From which animals do we get food? Why poultry farming is important? Why poultry farming is important? The poultry industry is known for producing and raising large quantities of poultry. Poultry has grown as an industry over the past 2 decades. Chickens are reared in large numbers in poultry farms. These are 2 types. Chickens raised for egg production are called layers. They lay up to 350 eggs in about 72 weeks. It is good that everyone eats 1 egg every day. Egg is good nutrient that is available cheaply. See here the local varieties. Birds that are raised for meat production are called broilers. These give the meat in less than 8 weeks. Incubators are used to incubate eggs in bulk to produce chicks that are raised in poultry farms. If the domestic type of hens are grazed and eggs are laid on them, the hen will sit on it and incubate. Why chickens are still grown beyond eggs and meat? An Indian domestic chicken called asil is bred for special purpose. It means cockfight. Culture of honeybees is called apiculture. In our food production, apiculture plays an important role. Culture of honeybees, apis is called apiculture. What are the benefits of apiculture? How many types of bees are there in a beehive? What do they do? Honey is also a food. Rearing bees for honey is called apiculture. There are a total of 6 major bee species in India. One of them, Apis cerana, produces 3 to 10 kg of honey per year. Bees coexist like ants. Each nest contains one queen bee. hundreds of male bees, they are called drones, and thousands of worker bees, they are sterile females. The primary function of queen is to lay eggs. The lifespan of queen bee is 2 to 3 years. The main duty of the drone is participating in mating. The drone dies during the act. Their typical lifespan is 57 days. Worker bees secrete wax, feed on bee larvae and collect nectar and pollen. Their lifespan is 5 to 6 weeks. Nectar is found in wild and cultivated plants. From these plants, bees collect nectar. Wax is obtained along with honey in apiculture. Artificial honeycomb is made up of 1 or 2 walls. It does not resemble to natural hives. This includes the floorboard, the incubator, the attic, the interior, the nets, the entrance wire, and so on. See here, this is the artificial beehive. What is the blue revolution? Why fish farming is so important in food production? Fish play an important role in meeting human food shortages. India's 7,500 kilometers coastline and rivers, ponds, ditches and streams play a major role in fish farming. Currently, fish farming become as an industry. In addition to many species of fish, crabs and shrimps are also bred. Fishing is done using a variety of nylon nets, motor boats and mill boats. A large percentage of fish are found in sea water compared to fresh water. Combined aquaculture is currently practiced in one place with a combination of 5 and 6 species of fish. There are many benefits to this. The land surface, the middle part and the bottom have different species of fish. This prevents competition for food and the spread of diseases. Fish storage is a very important aspect because they deteriorate quickly. In our state, fish is stored and transported by drying, partial drying, smoking and salting. So far, we learned about food production from the animals. Now, let us learn about the food production from the plants. Farmers harvest a wide variety of crops at different times to produce food. The crops grown in the rainy season are termed as kharif or rainy season crops. Example, rice. The crops that are grown only in winter season, it means October to January or April, are generally called rabi or summer crops. Example, wheat, maize, coriander, fenugreek, barley, etc. See here the steps in the crop harvesting: soil preparation, sowing and transplantation, spraying and manuring, irrigation, weeding, harvesting and storage of grains. All these are agricultural practices. Let us know about the agricultural practices in detail. Land preparation. Ploughing the soil with a plough like device loosens the soil and allows the plant roots to penetrate easily. It helps water and air to reach the plant's roots easily. Disease causing germs are exposed to the sun and die. After ploughing, soil is flattened without any bumps. In these agricultural practices or in the preparation of the soil, so many agricultural tools are used. Sowing seeds. The best seeds will be full and uniform size. Seed should be free from weed seed or other rice varieties mixed in by an accident. Germination capacity of seeds. Selecting seeds using flotation technique. Pour the seeds into the water. Good quality seeds will sink and poor quality seeds will float. Seed treatment. Seed treatment with proper precautions. See here, the farmers, they are soaking the seeds or the certified seeds. Certified seeds are usually very high quality. Certified seeds are distributing in the soils directly. They grow into the seedlings. When the plants grow to certain height, farmers pick out the seedlings from the plants and make bundles. The seedlings should be transplanted on the same day. It is best to carry seedlings in a basket. Transportation of seedlings. Paddy plants are sown in proper distances. This is called transplanting, నాట్లు వేయడం. Why the seedlings are replanted at proper distances? If the seedlings are planted close together, they should be compete for water, sunlight and nutrients. Paddy planter. This is the paddy planter machine used for transplantation. It is useful for farmers, those who cultivate paddy in large areas. It is time saving and money saving process. In agricultural practices, there are so many stages: preparation of the soil, sowing the seeds, transplantation, applying manure, irrigation, crop harvesting and storage of grains. Manure is of two types: natural manure or biofertilizers, artificial manure or chemical fertilizers. Natural manures are formed by decomposing plant and animal wastes. This manure, when added to the soil, provides nutrients to the plants. Natural manure increase the soil health. Artificial manure, these are prepared in factories and supplied in bags. When applying inorganic fertilizer, rice plant need nutrients to be healthy to produce a profitable yield. The most important nutrients needed by rice: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, zinc, sulfur, etc. See here the farmers applying manure in the fields. Spraying of pesticides. Many diseases are caused by viruses, bacteria, fungi and insects on crops. Insecticides and fungicides have to be used for their prevention, but with the silent advantages, you must know some of the disadvantages of pesticides as well. See here, so many types of pesticides are used to prevent the crop diseases. The process of watering crop plants in the field is known as irrigation. The source of water should be at higher level so that each and every part of the field gets water. Ponds, wells and canals are common sources of water. Water is supplied to the farms through various methods. See here, this is furrow irrigation, this is basin irrigation. Generally, farmers used many types of irrigation methods: ancient method of irrigation and modern methods of irrigation. The ancient irrigation method, chain wheel pump, this is Atham, this is Gudaveyatam. This is one modern irrigation method, sprinklers to reduce water wastage. This is drip irrigation method to reduce water wastage. This is crop harvesting. Crop harvesting is the process of cutting the crop plants and separating the seeds. Machines are now used to harvest the crop. Machines are now used to harvest the crop, separate it from the grains, trample it with cattle, etc. Dust, husk and tar are then removed from the seeds by scraping. Observe here, so many types of agricultural tools are used in crop harvesting. The grain is dried and stored in gunny bags and warehouses. See here, sun drying. After drying, they are stored in gunny bags and warehouses. Some type of storage methods, and this is the warehouse where the grains are stored. If you observe a crop field, you will find that some other plants growing there side by side. These are undesirable plants called weeds. They should be removed. Why should be weeds removed? These weeds compete with the primary crops for nutrients, water and light. As a result, the crop plants do not grow properly, hence weeds should be removed. Weeding is done by different methods by farmers: hand picking and crushing the weeds into the soil, removing weeds by a power weeder. Herbicides such as 2,4-D are used. They only kill weeds without harming the crop. What are the challenges in improving agricultural food production? Failure to grow the crops based on water availability, non-implementation of policies like drip irrigation results in wastage of water. If water availability is low, semi-arid crops should be preferred. The crops are to be provided with the required amount of nutrients. Large amount of macronutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potash and small amounts of micronutrients such as iron, manganese, boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, chlorine, etc. should be provided in the form of natural or chemical fertilizers. Crop rotation. Crop rotation is the cultivation of one type of crop after another in a field. This will ensure proper consumption of nutrients. Single cropping reduces nutrients uptake and soil fertility. The practice of cultivating more than one crop in a crop field is called mixed cropping, cultivation of mixed crops. This makes as the soil fertile. Organic farming. Yields can be achieved by using organic manure, green manure, panchagavya, vermicompost and natural pest control methods. By this, soil is prevented from the pollution. What are the causes of soil pollution? How soil is formed? What are the properties of the soil? Like air and water, soil is also a natural resource. There is no life without soil. Earth minerals, erosive organic matter combine with air and water to form soil. Soil has physical, chemical and biological properties. Observe here how the physical, chemical and the biological characters of the soil are interacting together. Physical properties. Soil comprises of minerals, organic matter, water and air. The composition and proportion of these components greatly influences physical properties of soil including color, texture, structure and porosity. Soils which contain 30% or more organic matter are considered organic soils. Other soils are called as mineral soils. Chemical properties of the soil. The term pH is used to indicate the level of acidity or alkalinity of a soil. Soil is not a dead mass but an abode of millions of organisms. Soil microbes convert organic forms of elements to their inorganic forms. This process is known as mineralization. Soil pollution. The soil is getting polluted due to many factors. The waste generated from various sources can be categorized into two types. Biodegradable wastes can be degraded by microbes. Agricultural and animal wastes like leaves, twigs, hay, dung, etc. are biodegradable wastes. Non-biodegradable waste cannot be easily degraded. Aluminum cans, plastics, glass, chemicals like DDT, etc. are non-biodegradable wastes. Causes of pollution. Here, agricultural soil pollution. Indiscriminate application of fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides and herbicides leads to agricultural soil pollution. Soil pollution by industrial effluents and solid wastes. Disposal of large amounts of solid waste, deforestation, soil erosion leads to soil pollution. Pollution due to urban activities. Pollution of the surface, accumulation of garbage in the sewers, pollution of the underground soil leads to pollution. Bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Bioaccumulation is the entry of pollutants into the food chain. The tendency of pollutants to concentrate as they move from one traffic level to the next is known as biomagnification. See here how the biomagnification is taking place from the producers to primary consumers, secondary consumers and the tertiary consumers, how the pesticide percentage ppm is increasing. How do we control the soil pollution? There are many ways to control soil pollution, which includes 4 R's principle: reducing chemical fertilizer and pesticide use, reusing of material such as glass, containers, plastic bags, paper, cloth, etc., recycling and recovery of materials. reforesting, plant trees, contour ploughing, terraces, crop rotation, and last, no-till farming, adequate watering the soil, keeping the soil pH constant, or some pollution control measures. What is meant by bioremediation? Bioremediation means to use a biological remedy to abate or clean up contamination. The soil can be conserved by cultivating traditional crops and crop rotation. Soil microorganisms also control the amount of chemicals in the soil. Biogeochemical cycles play a major role in maintaining soil fertility. What is the role of biogeochemical cycles in nature? Biogeochemical cycles are specific pathways involved in the transmission of nutrients from the earth to the environment and from organism to the environment. Let us learn about some of the major elements of these nutrients such as oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, etc. The circulation of water into water vapor by evaporation, water vapor to clouds and clouds to rain by condensation is known as water cycle. See here how the evaporation and condensation takes place in the water cycle. Nitrogen cycle. Plants and animals do not directly absorb 78% of nitrogen in the Earth's atmosphere. It can be used by various modifications. There are different stages in the nitrogen cycle. 1. Nitrogen fixation. Atmospheric nitrogen is made available to plants in the form of nitrate compounds by N2 fixing bacteria such as Rhizobium and Clostridium. Nitrification. Soil decomposing bacteria convert nitrates into ammonia. Bacteria use this ammonia to convert to nitrates and nitrites. These are absorbed by plants. 3. Assimilation. Nitrates and ammonia are absorbed and utilized by plants. Animals also eat these plants to make their proteins. 4. Ammonification. Ammonification is the production of ammonia from nitrates and other nitrogenous substances. Denitrification. Denitrification is the re-entry of nitrogen back into the atmosphere from the animal and plant cells. Carbon cycle. Plants absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and make food through photosynthesis. Food is consumed by consumers. Organisms release carbon dioxide into atmosphere through respiration. When fossil fuels burnt, carbon dioxide is released back into the atmosphere. This is also due to forest burning and volcanic eruptions. Global warming due to the large amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is called the greenhouse effect. Oxygen cycle. Oxygen is the most abundant gas on the earth after nitrogen. It is used in the respiration of organisms and combustion. Plants release oxygen into the atmosphere through photosynthesis. This is the ozone layer which protects our environment from UV light. Up to now, we discussed about the food production and pollution, causes of pollution and remedies for pollution. Let us see the key points or highlights of this session. Humans used animals for food, agriculture and transportation. Animal husbandry is the practice of providing food, shelter, protection and animal breeding. During the pasteurization process, the milk is heated to 72 degrees centigrade and immediately cooled and stored. This prevents germs in the milk do not spoil the milk. Producing large quantities of milk is called the white revolution. Chickens are reared in large number in poultry farms. There are two types. Chickens raised for egg production are called layers. Those that are raised for meat production are called broilers. Fish play an important role in meeting human food shortages. Currently, fish farming has become as an industry. There are several stages in harvesting each crop. These include preparing the soil, planting seeds, fertilizing, irrigating, weeding, harvesting and storing grain. The crops are to be provided with the required amount of nutrients. Large amount of macronutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, etc. and small amounts of micronutrients such as iron, manganese, boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, chlorine, etc. are to be provided in the form of natural or chemical fertilizers. Bioaccumulation is the entry of pollutants into the food chain. The tendency of pollutants to concentrate as they move from one trophic level to the next is known as biomagnification. Biogeochemical cycles are specific pathways involved in the transmission of nutrients from the earth to the environment and the organism to the environment. Why did man tamed animals? How animal husbandry and food production are related? How did the poultry industry solve the human food shortage? Compare artificial natural apiculture methods. How aquaculture has developed as an industry? What are the different stages of agriculture? Compare natural and chemical fertilizers. What are the challenges in agricultural production? Mention the soil pollutants and their preventive measures in brief. Draw oxygen, water and nitrogen cycle. Up to now, we discussed about the food production and pollution, causes for pollution and remedies for the pollution. Let us meet with one more topic next time. Thank you.